Hello guys, and welcome to a new Still Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you game 1 in a best of 3 between AmberT and Gonzo, and this is the lower bracket final of Chickendew's European tournament. Today we have Cheux, and on the allied side AmberT with the 4th Armoured, and on the Axis side Gonzo with his coveted 116th Panzer. Now Gonzo is probably one of the only people who brings out the 116th Panzer in competitive play, and he certainly makes good use of it. It's really fun to watch. But we'll have to see if the 4th Armoured here can take on the 116th, because it's a division that's often banned. For those of you who don't know, there are pick and bans at the start of every game, but the information isn't always available, so that's why I don't mention it too much. In this case, the 4th Armoured was not banned, and therefore AmberT is available to play it, and therefore we'll see if it's effective. Now, the stakes of this best of 3 are pretty high. The winner will move on to the final to face Eugen, and the loser will be 3rd place in the tournament. So, all to play for. People don't really want to be 3rd place, they want to be 1st place. And they both want to probably get revenge on Eugen, because Eugen knocked both of these players down to the lower bracket throughout the tournament. So there's that as well. So these could potentially be the best 6 games that we see, this best of 3 and the best of 3 final, if it goes to all 6 games, of course. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at some of the units going down from both sides. AmberT is going to be rolling out with the Hellcat on the top side. He has recon to accompany that and some infantry there. He's got an M20 command as well to give the much needed veterancy to that Hellcat. For the mid, it's going to be a couple of rifles. For the town, it's 2 more rifles and the M4 Abrams. And then we see a rifle squad for the bottom side. So relatively interesting setup for AmberT, like basically focusing on the Hellcat engagement for the top and M4 for close range fire support on the bottom. On the side of Gonzo, Gonzo's quite simply going for a 232 and an AT gun for the bottom side. That's even weaker than AmberT's start. He's got 2 units of Panzergrens going to the mid with half tracks, and then he's got his Marder 3 up on the top side with the 232 and an AT gun. And of course his Storch. Where would Gonzo be without his recon aircraft, eh? Let's have a look at where these guys are deploying. So yeah, they're unloading at positions, and then they are attack moving those half tracks into locations where they're hidden, I suppose. It's interesting that a 232 and an AT gun is going to be all that's in the way of AmberT making loads of ground down here. There is a potential that if AmberT realised that this was the case, he could quite simply just charge on with his GMCs and probably take quite a lot of ground. Might do anyway, honestly. So this Storch here is going to get forced to fall back by the Hellcat and M20 Command's 50 cals. We do see the Pak 38 has been unloaded, 232's in trouble, driver has been wounded. Looks like the Pak 38's also been pinned down by this Hellcat. Hellcat's done a great job so far. Did not find the kill onto the 232, which would have been the icing on the cake. But either way, still a decent engagement. Can the Marder 3 take out this Hellcat though? That is going to be the question. Half track going to be unloading here. And then attack moving forwards, I'm not sure is the best idea for that half track, since it'll go straight into line of sight of that Hellcat. This half track's going to be pushing quite aggressively in the mid by the looks of things. What can Gonzo see here exactly? Not too much. 232's just sort of driving around on the bottom side here, currently got an attack move further up. Marder 3 though has gone down to the Hellcat. That is a shame. Gonzo's already put on the back foot up here. Pak 38s are pretty hard to deal with though for AmberT. But this Hellcat, showing its worth, that's for sure. Going to be taking out that half-track as well. So took out the Marder, takes out the half-track. Ground still being made for Gonzo, though. Finds himself 24 points. This half-track now also finding and killing off these rifles. Now if that's the case, then this half-track's going to run down those rifles, going to make them surrender, and he's opened up a huge salient in the map. So although he's lost the Armada 3 on the top side, I still feel like Gonzo's obviously in the lead right now. He's got a massive territory lead. There is a Panzer 3M heading down to this bottom side. AmberT's going to try and get aggressive with this M4. Abrams there, taking his shots onto the 232. Will likely find the kill, honestly, if he can get a shot on target. That does have 5 accuracy with the 2-star veterancy. I'm surprised I didn't kill that sooner. We do see the Storch come in again, though. And we can see now these M7 cavalries arriving to deal with this half-track that's broken through. But the Panzergrens are also making quite a lot of ground here. Well, let's go back to the position or the perspective of Gonzo. Very, very interesting move there. Looks like this M4 Abrams. Oh no, no way. Don't tell me that 251 is going to surrender Abrams. Oh, saved by the M8 cavalry bailout there. This Pak 38 got a rear shot onto the M4 Abrams, got the transmission damage. Very, very well played there by Gonzo, taking his opportunity. Gets a side shot. He got the side shot onto Abrams, and he takes it out with the Storch there, lighting that up. The Pak 38 had plenty of shots to make that happen, and does find the kill unvetted. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Right, half-track does go down. I thought that was going to end up surrendering, but did not happen in the end. Panzergrens have been making ground elsewhere while this has all been going on, and the Pak 38s have managed to creep up on this top side. The Panzergrens versus rifles. These are 2-star Panzergrens, so they should technically win one-on-one, but the M8 cavalry here is going to come and spoil the fun for this one in the mid, and honestly that Panzergren will likely get surrendered, and that would not be good news for Gonzo, since there could be a huge salient forming in favour of AmberT instead. Panzer is going to push up here. It looks like the Panzer 3 has also been pushing through quite aggressively. Panzer 3 took out the rifles that were in his way in this housing complex. But yeah, Gonzo's just going to be driving around with that. He's literally doing loops and just trying to find all the infantry and wipe them out. Panzer 3 is going to try and find kills onto the M8 Cavs. Okay, we do see this Pak 38 line up for the kill onto the Hellcat. 232 is under fire. Oh, Pak 38 opens up, does not find the kill with the first shot. Can it find the kill with the second shot though? It gets the weapon jam. That's all he needs. We'll put that M18 now Hellcat out of position. Or out of commission, sorry. Panzer 3M now going to be a zoom into that top side to take advantage of that, because as long as there's no resupply coming in to fix that up, there is pretty much nothing AmberT can do. AmberT is relying solely on these M8 cavalries, and they can be taken out by Panzer 3s quite easily. But this M18 is providing no pressure on that top side, and that means this Panzer 3 can go absolutely crazy. This Flampanzer still driving around. Gonzo's just fast moving that backwards and forwards. This 232 finds itself a rifle squad as well. So +1 in favour of Gonzo. And you just gotta love the way that Gonzo finds a way, always finds a way to take advantage of the places in the map where the enemy is not. I mean, in this case, I think it was the kill on the M4 just opened up this bottom side for all these rifles just be picked apart by singular units. Like again, this Flampanzer just rolling around in circles, just fast moving his units everywhere and just finding kills and finding important moves. It's just awesome to watch. Flampanzer there again, taking care of another rifle unit. AmberT needs these cavalry scouts. They have bazookas, and they're the only things really that can stop Gonzo's Flampanzer from going absolutely crazy. So 232 has arrived to accompany Gonzo's Panzer 3M here. And that Panzer 3M's looking for shots onto these M8 cavalries. In the middle, 232 and the Panzergren take out a rifle squad, and now we're seeing 60% territory lead in favour of Gonzo. With the weapon jam onto this M18 Hellcat, it's running away, but the Panzer III and the 232 are coming. That 232 at close range can kill that Hellcat as well because it's got low armor. Storch is also flying overhead. This is just incredible. Just incredible play out of Gonzo. Panzer III really threatening these M8 cavalry, stopping them from going to work onto Gonzo's infantry. And the fact here that both of these infantry squads are still okay is a testament to how well Gonzo's been able to support those. 232 is going to be able to get into range of this M20 command, but here comes a Panzer III. That's going to be opening up onto those units, and he's even cut off the spawn here. Land spawn is now cut off completely. B-26B Marauder is going to come in to try and save the day, but this Panzer III's got the M18 cornered, and that thing is not going anywhere. Also, this Panzer III takes out the M8 cavalry. Oh, things are just completely falling in favour of Gonzo. What an awesome display this has been so far. However, M8 cavalry is going to take out a Panzer III. Now this 232 has to be a little bit careful. Can still kill the M8 cavalry at close range. But we do see the M18 Hellcat go down there. And now the top side of the map is completely owned by Gonzo. P-26B Marauder is going to try and shoot down this Storch here. And honestly, the 50 cal might do the job. But +4 in favour of Gonzo. That's pretty hard for AmberT to deal with. We're also getting close to phase B now, where Gonzo will have more infantry availability to contest this town. Oh, and that's absolutely devastating here. We do see the last cavalry go down to the Panzergrenz with the Panzerfaust. And now an ME-109 G6R6 has come in to challenge the B-26B Marauder. So the 232 is just going to sit there and block the land spawn now, while this Panzer III comes back and helps out with the rifles that are being pinned. We do see a Bantam come in, but I mean at this point, where is AmberT coming back into this? It's a +3 still. It's more or less a +4. Like once these rifles get dealt with and this Panzer III starts putting pressure down here. The Flampanzer's just gone crazy in the town. Oh, these Flampanzers coming through and absolutely annihilating everything. Just infantry, unsupported. Like with the M4 Abrams going down, none of that infantry was supported, and Gonzo took full advantage of it. And you can still see the Flampanzers going crazy. Oh, this is just soul-crushing for AmberT. What an absolutely dominating performance by Gonzo. Going to be able to surround this M20 command. Get rid of that as well. 50 cal's not going to be able to take out the Flampanzer in time. So now AmberT is relying on these M5A1s. 232. Going to be finding another rifle squad. 20mm autocannon at close range will pin them down. And he will find himself another surrender there. Now get rid of all of this territory that AmberT is gaining. Cut that all off. We're almost at 80%. +4. Gonzo's up to 1,000 points almost in 11 minutes. That's pretty damn impressive. So, what can AmberT do about this? Well, he's in phase B. He's still got Hellcats. He's got to find the kills onto the Panzer IIIs. And he's got to find kills onto these Flampanzers and any other basically small units that Gonzo is using to make ground at the moment. So Hellcat can clean up 232s, Flampanzers quite easily. Like even this M5A1, these can also clean up the 232s and Flampanzers as well. But it's only a matter of time until Gonzo sort of secures his position. He's managed to get Panzer Grenadiers into the front side of this town. He's managed to get his Pak 38s further up here as well. And he's creating this sort of defensive line that even if AmberT does start finding kills onto some of these units, it won't matter because he won't be able to make back the ground in time. Gonzo will have dug in. He's taken all the ground he needs to. He's still sitting on a +4. He's counting up to 1,250 points now. It's just getting well out of hand for AmberT, and he needs to make these moves sooner than later. But you can see how the Pak-38s delay the push of the Hellcat quite a lot. These Panzergrens again prevent the push of infantry. And there's even Pak-40s arriving now, which are going to make things even more difficult because AmberT is really struggling to afford anything that can push these units back. Plan Panzer here is going to get surrendered in the face of those rifles. That's a nice hit there for the M18 Hellcat. We can see that the Pak-38 here is slowly but surely being taken out. This recon squad has actually been doing AmberT a lot of favours spotting that Pak-38, but couldn't do much about it. Pak-38 and Pak-40 take out the Stuart on the bottom side. More ground to be made for Gonzo down here. We're pushing 77% territory lead now. AmberT's not giving up though. He's going to try and kill off this Pak-38. Does find the kill. M5A1 and Hellcat working out nicely. But now we see the Pak-40s arrived in the mid. And that's going to be supported by a 232, giving it 1-star veterancy. And that's going to kill the Bantam. So now AmberT has to find the kill onto this Panzer III so that he can then push on the top side. He's also got to get rid of this 232. You should always try and get rid of the thing that's blocking his spawn here, because otherwise he's going to have no pressure on this top side for a very long time. Jagdpanzer is on the way for Gonzo. And I'm pretty sure at this point Gonzo's surprised that he's still having to play out this game. But half-track there going to be pinning down and surrendering that infantry. Pak-40 internal fragments the Hellcat. Panzer III kills off the Stuart there. Does manage to get out of the way. Gets the shooter wounded. Hellcat goes down in the mid though. Pak-40. This Panzer IIIM's hidden around the corner. With the strafing run from the ME-109 G6R6. Might even out the engagement there between the Hellcat and the Panzer III. But, I mean, this is game over. I'm pretty sure you guys realised it. I've realised it at least like 10 minutes ago, when even though Gonzo lost his Marder III on the top side, he managed to find ground elsewhere, and it was just a spectacular display. I mean, even this, just the ME-109 G6R6 being used to pin down these Hellcats so the Panzer III can kill them off at close range. It's just too good. Even this 232 here, helping take out another Stuart, Pak-40 and Pak-38. Again, they've reached this side of the town now. It's very, very difficult for AmberT to make ground. ME-109 G2 BR-21 is going to rocket the Hellcat just after it took out the Panzer III. But 80% territory lead for Gonzo. He wins the game in 2 minutes if AmberT doesn't do anything about it. Dominating display. Going to keep the rifles pinned down, going to keep the Hellcat pinned down, and it looks like Gonzo is going to try and surrender both those units with the 232. Another 232 going quite aggressive in the mid here. This M5A1 though does have a good chance of killing that. Does manage to break line of sight briefly, but AmberT is going to surrender. And after 16 minutes and 4 seconds, Gonzo is victorious. Wow, what a display. I don't think I've seen anyone else in the entirety of Steel Division use the 116th so well. Like, they're called the Windhund, and I don't think anyone else I know of can pull off that playstyle. It's just, it's mind-blowing sometimes. Either way, 1,560 kills to 665 losses. It is partially AmberT's fault, in the sense that he invested in the Hellcat on the top side, and on the M4 Abrams on the bottom side, and he allowed the M4 Abrams to die. That is a massive mistake, because that thing ain't cheap. Definitely not anymore. It used to be pretty damn good value for money, but now it's not so much. And he got punished for losing that so badly, and it just spiraled out of control. So M18 Hellcat found the Marder 3 kill. Fantastic start. Wasn't very aggressive afterwards, even though it was a really good kill. I guess he still had the Pack 38 to kill, but even so, definitely could have tried to take more advantage of that. This M4 Abrams did clean up the 232, but then proceeded to get side shot and rear shot by the Pack 38 that was spotted by the Storch. Storch was eventually shot down, poor thing, by the Marauder. M8 Cavalry did manage to clean up one of the Panzer IIIs, and we saw the Panzer III at the end get taken out by the M18 Hellcat as well. But if we go over to the losses, well, Flam Panzer just ran all over the rifles. So did the 232s, because those rifles don't have any AT weapons. The Panzer IIIMs were like fantastic at close range against the M8 Cavalries and the M18 Hellcat. So you can see that Panzer III there paid itself off like 4 times over. It's pretty nuts. Pack 40s coming in to the mid and bottom side was like really good for Gonzo to like secure his position, so I loved that. And we did see the ME109 G6R6 eventually take down the Marauder apparently, so that happened as well. But yeah, this Pack 38 killing Abrams, that was it. That was the kill that led to AmberT's loss. That's all it needed. And then a tidal wave of Gonzo fell on AmberT. Fantastic game from Gonzo. We'll have to see if AmberT can hold out in the second game in this best of 3 and bring it back to 1-1. But that's all for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.